Hello, this is Rabbi Michael Weiner with Rabbi's Reflections for Monday, November 24th, 2025. Shalom. Psalm 40, verses 1 through 3, Part 1. For the music director, a Psalm of David. I waited patiently for Adonai. He bent down to me and heard my cry. He brought me up out of the slimy pit, out of the mud and mire. Then he set my feet on a rock. He made my steps firm. Here's another psalm probably authored by King David. We say probably because the scholarly research is mixed. The Hebrew text might be translated as a psalm for David instead of the usual of David. Also worth noting, as we begin this study, is that this psalm, like many others, we find Hebrew verses are numbered differently from English Bibles. The first two Hebrew verses are combined into one verse in English. This difference will be persistent so that the Hebrew Psalm 40 ends with 18 verses, while the English translations predominantly end with only 17 verses, although every word is the same. The first thing we find is the author waiting for Adonai, Yud-He Vav-He, Yehovah. The Hebrew for waiting is kavah, meaning to hope with expectation. That same word is repeated, which is how we show emphasis in Hebrew. Another translation would be, while waiting, I waited, or waiting, I really waited. But our TLV translations chose the expression, I waited patiently, which flows congruently. We then read that the Lord bent down, which is in Hebrew vayet, from nata, meaning to turn aside. Notably, it's the same word used to describe the outstretched arm of the Lord, Yehovah, in Exodus 6. Exodus 6:6. Therefore say to Bnei Israel, I am Adonai. I will bring you out from under the burdens of the Egyptians. I will deliver you from their bondage. I will redeem you with an outstretched arm and with great judgments. God is saying that he heard the groaning of his people Israel. He will pause everything else he's doing to redeem and deliver Bnei Israel, the children of Israel, from the burdens and bondage of the Egyptians. Now in Psalm 40, King David is using this same word to describe God's response when he sees us waiting with expectation for him to redeem and deliver us from the burden and bondage of sin. Psalm 40, verse 3, describes that deliverance in graphic terms from a slimy pit, in Hebrew, mibor sha'on. Some translations rightly call it the pit or cistern of destruction. The resulting destination is how we close for today. We are destined to be established on the rock. Isaiah 28, verse 16. Therefore, so says the Lord Yehovah, behold, I place in Zion a stone for a foundation, a tried stone, a precious cornerstone, a sure foundation. He who believes shall not hurry. Finally, God makes our steps firm. Psalm 121, verse 3, part A, he will not let your foot slip. Interestingly, Satan tempted Yeshua with this next verse in the desert, Psalm 91, verse 11 and 12. For he will give his angels charge over you, to guard you in all your ways. Upon their hands they will lift you up, lest you strike your foot against a stone. But Yeshua was too smart for Satan. He didn't fall into Satan's trap, and he answered him, Luke 4, verse 12, Yeshua said to him, it is said, you shall not put Adonai your God to the test. We too must be wise as we wait expectantly upon God to order our steps and keep us from the pit of destruction. Psalm 119, verse 33. Direct my footsteps in your word and let no iniquity get mastery over me. Shalom, shalom.